Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and I am sharing my example mini album today for the GoGo Getaway Be Inspired Colour Theme Challenge that we held at October 2021 Getaway. So you can see the colours that are there. I am using the Witches and Wizards collection, so that's 1 and 2 by Echo Park Paper. I have decided to make a mini album for my colour challenge rather than a layout. I decided to make a sorting hat mini book in the Harry Potter style. So I didn't have a official sorting hat mini album, or a sorting hat official cut file, I should say. I didn't have one of those. And I did have a little search in the Silhouette Design store and online and couldn't find anything. So I just Googled in Google Images the sorting hat silhouette, or PNG sometimes I put in, this image came up of this hat, and is a brilliant sorting hat image. It really is. So I traced it and opened it up in my Silhouette software, it came up with the face as well, which is perfect. So I cut the version with the face from a piece of brown cardstock, distressed the edges, added some texture, or actually I added some ink even to the front to make him look dirty, because it's a very dirty sorting hat, isn't he? And then I cut another piece in black, which is a solid piece, to go behind it, so didn't cut out the face effectively. And I used that outline to cut the sorting hat shape for the remainder of my pages, but with no faces. And then for my back page, I did the same thing, but I flipped the design so that I ended up with the sorting hat's face on the outside of the mini book. So what I've done now, you can see that I have already done my pre-cutting, I've cut a whole bunch of pages or hats in pattern papers. And I wasn't quite sure how I was going to put this book together at the time I cut it all out. And I decided that I would also cut a whole bunch of backing pieces in black cardstock. Oh, here I am adding texture, oh sorry, not texture. Why do I keep saying texture? Adding ink to this cut file. So the brown sorting hat is a really good brownie colour anyway for the sorting hat. It's kind of a perfect brownie, tanny colour. I don't know what colour to call it. It's kind of like suede, which I suppose is what the sorting hat looks like. I've just grabbed some brown ink and adding some extra dirt to the sorting hat here. I've just did that with a Distress Oxide and a ink applicator tool, and I'm going to stick that on as well. So this is my back cover I'm putting together right now. And I say I flipped the design so that it's on the other side. Okay, so going back to the pages themselves. So I cut a whole load the right way around in pattern paper, and I cut the same the wrong way around effectively in black cardstock. So the black cardstock didn't matter so much because it's textured on one side and smooth on the other, but I cut them around the other way so that effectively they could back my pattern paper hats, that was because I was worried about the other sides of the papers being too busy and not working well as mini album pages. But on the whole, most of them would have been fine. But then I came up with the idea of making pockets. Each pattern paper hat is backed with another piece of card, and I've only put the adhesive around the bottom edge and the left edge and the top, and then I've left the right edge, that kind of gap if you like, I've left that completely open so that I can slide extra photos in. So I wasn't quite sure how I would I really didn't plan this album particularly well, other than cutting out the shapes, but I had a whole bunch of photos, and I just figured I saw an opportunity for making pockets, and I thought I would see how that went. I also didn't want to do too much sewing on this album because the shape is so awkward. Normally on mini album pages I would sew loads and loads, and I'd sew around every page, but definitely not in this case, because look at that shape. It was going to be pretty impossible. Okay, so I pretty much have my album together. I'm not sure if I have attached all of the black backgrounds. I think I've tacked most things in place with an idea that I could create these pockets. And I've punched holes in the top of each page, and I'm going to just attach it with a book ring. Yeah, so now I need to figure out how I'm going to decorate. I've got all these photos that I want to put in. It's a really awkward shape. How am I going to do this? I'm not quite sure. I just need to kind of figure out what order the photos are going to go in and how each page is going to work. Am I going to put photos on the reverse pages or not, type thing? So, okay, I thought I'd do a few pages on camera. So I've done some. I started, basically, I turned the camera off and had to get started by myself without the pressure of the camera, so that I could just get straight in my mind exactly what it was I was planning to do. What I've decided to do is have the back sides of the pages, so basically most of them are black, just as decorative pages. And then the pattern paper sides, which are going to be on effectively on the right hand side, they are the ones that are going to hold my photos. And each page is going to have just one photo, and it's going to sit poking out to the right hand side of the hat, in that gap between the base of the hat, or the rim of the hat, and the top peak, which folds over. So all the photos are going to sit there. And in every page, I'm able to also slide in another photo behind it. So that basically means that I don't have to create any fold outs, which adds a lot of bulk, or or put the photos on the reverse sides. It means I can have them all on the right hand side, and they can all sit in the same place. And I do like a bit of repetition in a mini album, as much as I like things to be different as well. Having repetition also works really well for mini albums. So that's what I decided to do. And I say I just had to kind of get that straight in my mind, because I was shuffling paper and embellishments aimlessly before, and I just needed to get a grip and decide what I was doing and put it all together. And then I figured I could now do a couple of pages on camera and show you what I'm up to. So working on this spread at the moment, which is the reverse side of page 2, on the left, which is just black. I've got the Hogwarts Castle sticker that's from the Witches and Wizards 2 collection, and I wanted to put in a piece of this star acetate that I've got from my stash. So I have I'm just cutting that to shape. I'm just going to put that along the edge of the hat, the rim of the hat, and that's going to just sit along the bottom. It was just to make the page a little bit more interesting. It was a very black page with the castle being black, the background being black, I've got 2 bat stickers on there you probably can't see very well. They're black too. And a black magic wand, that's black too. So I just thought I'd bring in some gold stars, just for a bit of something different, really. I've also just fussy cutting out from a piece of paper some floating candles. They're going to float at the top of my Hogwarts castle. I've got them dotted around all over the place at the moment, and I've just lost one as well, which is why I'm now having to cut out another one. But of course, later on, I do find the one that I lost. They are actually going to be clustered at the top of that page above the bats. And I'm also going to add some teeny tiny gold star sequins as well. I think right now I'm fussy cutting close to my face so I can see what I'm doing. Or I'm probably looking for that candle. So sorry there's for a period of inactivity here. But I'm going to add those candles back in a moment. You can see that I've got 2 on the page. There we go. There's the 2 together at the moment. Oh, 2 little envelopes as well. I love the envelopes from this collection. They're really obviously perfect Harry Potter. So, okay, there's my 2 candles in. I've definitely lost the other candle. I'm just going to add that in at some point. Little potion bottle there. I love this sheet of pattern paper that was in this collection that had all tiny icons on it, because it's so perfect for a mini book. Normally I wouldn't fussy cut things that are quite so tiny, but it was ideal. So I also have a whole load of Harry Potter little tiny cut files left over from when I made the Marauders map mini album, I had cut a whole load of glasses and lightning bolts and footprints for that album, and I had a number of them left over, as well as that HP that you can see just there. So I'm going to utilise all those things in this album too. I've also pulled out some Bramble Fox stars because obviously they're perfect. So over on the right hand page, I've added my photo, which I've mounted onto pattern paper. I've got the word magic in a banner along the bottom of the hat. I've added a little travelling trunk and a witch's hat. And then a lightning bolt at the top. That's a sticker from the Witches and Wizards. And then I'm able to slide another photo behind that photo. So, okay, so I'm moving on to the next page by the looks of it now. And I've got that red paper with the stars on it. That's a B-side. It's a really lovely print and ideal for a base page for a mini album. Just mounting my photos onto coordinating papers. Obviously always thinking about the colour scheme. Basically all the colours in this collection worked really well with my colour challenge. Obviously I set the challenge, so that's why. But it didn't have the blue. So my colour challenge didn't have the blue colour. So I've kind of added an extra colour to the colour palette in this album. But I think it's okay. To add extra colours, as long as you've used the ones that are in the colour swatch, I think that's fine. Okay, so moving on, say to that red page there, I've got my photo, I've got my other photo that's mounted behind it and sitting in the pocket. I'm constantly going back to the sticker sheet. The little stickers are great, as well as the fussy cut items as well. So I've got that banner sticker, I've got the cauldron. I'm now just adding a potion bottle over on the right hand side. She's currently drinking Polyjuice potion at our afternoon tea, so that's why the cauldron and the potion bottle works really well on this page. Just added a another little potion bottle, fussy cut one, to the left of the cauldron, and I'm wondering what else I can add. So I've just pulled in a pumpkin, one of those little tiny pumpkins from the cut apart sheet. So I'm just adding that in as well. Love these little tiny bits and pieces. They're working super well for this album. Just need those little tiny clusters here and there. Okay, so the reverse side of the blue page now I've got there, and I'm just adding a sticker that just says every day is filled with magic. So that's a lovely quote there. And then I've got the little banners underneath it, magic and adventure, a fussy cut pumpkin I'm just about to add. And then I keep adding in the bits from the cut files that I'd cut previously. So the little glasses, the lightning bolts, those kind of things. Unfortunately, black on black doesn't show up too well, especially on a badly lit video screen. Yeah, just they show up in real life. They look quite good. Adding in a few wood veneer stars as well. I have a few wooden stars left over in my stash. I must get some more. I don't know where I would get them from these days, but they used to be all the rage, didn't they? But not so much these days. But yeah, really, really tiny ones, tiny wooden stars. So I don't have many of those remaining. But they were good for this. They went really well with the colours. Always nice to have a little bit of extra texture as well. So again, fussy cutting some more bits and pieces from that tiny cut apart sheet. So a little fussy cut pumpkin. It's bigger than the one on the right hand page. And a magic wand. Now fussy cutting out magic wands is quite challenging. And I can't even stick it with tape. I have to use wet glue. It's too narrow. So that's those 2 pages done. Now I have some bits that overhang. And are showing up as white, the reverse side of stickers or the reverse side of ephemera that overhangs, and I'm just colouring in the backs of those with a black pen. So I should be using a Sharpie, but my Sharpie kind of ran out. There it is. It's kind of working, but it's kind of fading fast. So I tried that one. I've tried another pen that I have. So basically, I'm just doing my best. I might have to revert to acrylic paint. But it looks all right now that it's all done. It looks like just about okay. So it does look black as opposed to bright white. So that's good. So yeah, you can see me swapping between pens. tried to, because of course I think because the stickers are sticky, I think also that doesn't help the pen flow. So I think that was part of the problem too. So maybe I should have used paint. Anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to do a few pages on camera. I don't normally do mini album pages on camera. I normally do those off camera and just show you the bare basics of the album, and then complete the pages later. But I just thought I would do a few as it was going quite well at this point. So, okay, so I'm pretty much done. Just adding some lightning bolts now, and I think I might add some footprints. And I'm going to flip over to a flip through now of the completed album. Okay, so here is a flip through of this mini album, all complete. Front cover, I love the front cover. It's just plain, but so awesome. A little bat charm tied onto the book ring. And then this kind of opens out this way. So it's a little bit more awkward than, say, flipping over. Books are a uniquely portable kind of magic, absolutely. Then these pages on the front are the ones with all the photos on. So we have a photo here, but also behind every photo, or most of them, there's a little pocket, hidden pocket with extra things in. So we've got some journaling on there, and that's just a photo playing on the back. And that just tucks back in behind the photo. So in theory, that happens on almost all of the pages, except for one, I think. Okay, and then on here, just have Hogwarts and some stars. Here, just got a little charm attached there and brew up some fun. Here we have another photo page with the magic Bramblefox star there. And then behind the photo, we have another photo. And then every day is filled with magic, too right it is. And another photo page, just with little bits on. It's a slightly awkward shape to embellish on, but I seem to have managed it just about. And then here, some stories stay with us forever. Again, they certainly do. So this is my sorting hat keychain that I got from the Harry Potter Studios tour. I tried to put him on my previous mini album that wasn't very mini, the Modern Marauders map one, but he was too heavy, so he works much better in this album. So that's why he's in there. So this is the only page that doesn't have a pocket behind it, and that's because this is a single layer page. So it's just pattern paper rather than backed with black card. So you've got a photo on there, and then on the back we just have Harry Potter and the footprints, the stars, Bramblefox stars. Here, another photo page with another photo sneaking in there behind it. And we have this one, Always Believe in Magic, and suitcases or trunks. Then this is the shaker pocket page. I've got a little skull charm there. It's got a bow on it, which is really super cute. But this is, as I say, a shaker pocket. So I thought I would do a Slytherin mix of sequins. So in there you have greens and black sequins on top of the Slytherin paper. Here is another photo behind. Actually, not a photo, it's journaling. Have I got two in there? No, I've only got the one. Just the journaling card in there rather than another photo. Okay. And then on the back there, this is a journaling card I made myself. As in, I printed a quote from the internet onto a piece of slightly patterned paper. So I printed a couple of those off from my previous mini album, and that was one I didn't get used. I've got some footprints on here, and obviously stickers and witches' hats and things. And then the final page is just a photo on there. I don't think this one has a photo behind it. No, it doesn't, because it forms the back page, which is, of course, the other side of the cut file. So that one couldn't be separated. So there we go. That is the completed album. All right. He looks so grumpy, doesn't he, that sorting hat? Okay, so here are a few close-ups of the pages themselves. I've got quite a few on here, and yeah, it's that was great fun to make. I loved making this album. There's quite a few pages here, so have a look at the details on there. It's my shaker pocket there, the Slytherin shaker pocket, and some final pages as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that album and playing along with the challenge. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me. That was Nikki Rowland for GoGo Getaway.